Hello guys and welcome back to the FPL series. Today we're going to go into our game week preview for game week 15 to look at what the team is going to be shaping up like. Right now, my big issue with my goalkeepers. Areola or Flecken are going to be in net and they're against either Brighton or Spurs. I've got Flecken in right now. I feel like Spurs have been scoring a lot more and Brighton just have a bump every now and then, more than Spurs have been having a bump this season. Trip against Everton, I've learnt a mistake from last week in getting 12 points. Show me, like, I can't afford, if I'm going to spend that much money on Trippier, I've got to keep him in the team. Saliba against Luton is a nice game. Pedro Porro against Wolves. West Ham, sorry, I'm not too sure. But my other options are Dalot against Chelsea or Pau Torres against City. Definitely don't feel like getting Pau Torres in the team. And I don't know, the way United have been playing, I can just push Dalot out of the team too. So it looks like there's going to be a defensive change potentially in this game week. Midfield, Kudus against Tottenham. The way he's been playing recently, I'm happy with Kudus in the team. Saka against Luton, mint game. Salah against Sheffield, perfection that is, and he's my captain. Gordon with a slight hip injury, but midfield against Everton. If he don't play, then obviously Alvarez coming on right now. We can just see it as, I've got Alvarez, Watkins, and Slank up front. Hwang Hee-chan against Burnley is a nice game again. I've got three of my teams against the new promoted teams. Four of my players against teams in relegation zone in the midfield there. Solanke against Crystal Palace and Watkins against City. Watkins against City, I'm happy with the way Aston Villa have been playing, the top goal scorers in Europe, as I've been saying, and it's going to continue. And Solanke scoring last game week keeps him in the team against Crystal Palace. Now, let's look at the transfers for the game week, and we're going to have a little look. As I said, right now, the players that I'm not feeling are Dalot, Pedro Porro, and I prefer Areola over Flecken, so Flecken would probably go if we got rid of one of the goalkeepers. But I've also got to start to think about soon is getting rid of these guys as well when they go off to their respective international tournaments in January. But for now, I don't really have to worry about it. So Saka, Hwang and Kudus come back in the team. And you have to look at when I'm going to get these players out, because it needs to come around this here. And it'll probably be, Hwang is probably going to come out of the team soon, to be fair. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what Kudus looking at. So obviously Salah I'm going to keep for as long as possible, but actually, yeah, you know what, Kudus might go around the 17th of December, because that is a tough run of 3 games there right before he heads off to AFCON. So Kudus probably first to go, then Hwang, and then Salah eventually for Haaland to come back in the team. But yeah, right now I'm looking at getting rid of either one of my defenders or my goalkeeper, potentially 2 at the same time. But let's see how this game week's looking for clean sheet wise. Clean sheet wise, Wolves against Spurs. I think Wolves have a good. Wolves against Burnley. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Wolves against Burnley. Wolves have a good chance of a clean sheet against Burnley. A lot of people are getting in that David Bentley, who looks like he's going to be playing. Could be a shout at 3.9 mil, saving a lot of money. But then I'd have to keep in Areola for a while. Luton against Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal have a high chance of a clean sheet, but I've already got Saliba in the team, so I don't need to look at Arsenal there. Brighton versus Brentford. It's just both good teams, to be fair, so I'm not going to touch it. Palace against Bournemouth. Potential for the Palace home game. Fulham has got potential there because Leno is making a lot of saves. Sheffield United versus Liverpool. Liverpool obviously good chance for a clean sheet there with the way Sheffield United have been up front, but it's not guaranteed either. Villa against City, not even going to touch it. United against Chelsea, not going to touch it. Everton against Newcastle, probably not going to touch it. And Spurs against West Ham, not going to touch it. So my real options lie into Wolves. I'll go Wolves, Fulham, Liverpool are the players that I can be looking at here. So we'll go Wolves first. We'll go Wolves, Fulham, Liverpool. Wolves, obviously, as a Bentley coming in, but as a back injury, 75% of the player. He could still play, the risk could not pay off. But if he does play, he's got 2 nice home fixtures whilst he's in the team for 2 game weeks there against Burnley and Forest. But even if I just bring in one of the defenders, like a Nelson Semedo, who is playing against these 2 games, he would probably get a clean sheet, maybe. Have Wolves... actually, Wolves have kept 1 clean sheet all season. Let's not touch Wolves. Fulham is onto then. Obviously, Liverpool are the ones that I'm most likely to go with here. So let's start with Fulham. Leno being a very key figure in just everything at Liverpool right now. At Fulham right now. He, despite scoring an own goal and conceding 4, still managed to get a point last week because he made so many saves. Like, look how many saves he makes per game. 60 saves so far in 14 games, averaging 4 saves a game, and he's had how many clean sheets? 1, 2, 2 clean sheets. It's not amazing. I already had someone like Castagne in the team, so I don't really want to switch to defenders. Is it worth just sitting on Flecken's back for now? Obviously, you've got Sheffield next week, but then it's Villa, and then he's not playing. It looks like Flecken. I might have to get rid of Flecken, just be forced out of the team, really. We'll put Leno in for now as a potential against Nottingham, and then you got West Ham at home again. It's like game week 17. Who's Areola playing? That's important. He's playing against Wolves at home. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not a bad rotation from both there. So Leno, good probability that I could get him in there. But let's look at the defenders that I could get in for either Porro or Dalot. So I'm happy with Pau Torres, I think. You know what, I could even take Pau Torres out for one of the other Villa ones. I'm not happy with this Villa upcoming games, to be fair. Potential to actually get rid of Pau Torres here, actually. Pedro Porro might just survive just because he's got a nice fixture coming up, a nice run of fixtures coming up after the game there, and what's Dalot's looking like after. So we got Bournemouth next week, and it's Liverpool away, West Ham away. So the Bournemouth game is like a light in the harbour right now for us. So we'll keep Dalot in the team for now. But let's look at Liverpool, because I've not even gone on to them yet for the clean sheets. Obviously Kelleher will be playing. Alisson's not back until middle of December. Kelleher's going to be playing the next 2 games, which is Sheffield United away and Palace away. And then he's got United at home, Arsenal at home. It's not great, is it? It'd be like a 2-game goalkeeper, but that's what Leno's feeling like right now. Trent is a very good probability, the way he's been playing. I kind of do want to get Trent in the team, but I don't want to break the bank to get him in. And look, I have bang on 8 mil getting rid of that, so it would be, I would rather do that, to be honest. And that gives me 0.7 mil to still use, but then bringing Flecken back in the team, 0.9 mil to use on changing players around. A lot of money to having a player Trent when I could have Tsimikas, who has still been getting involved in goals, just not as much as Trent has in his past couple of games. He has hit form again. A goal and an assist, and a goal in the game before that. He should have had 2 goals really in the last game. His XG, don't know what's going on there. You know what? No, I'm not falling for this trap. I do want a defender, but I don't know who I want. Tsimikas has only had 1 less goal involvement than Trent this season. Potential to bring Tsimikas in the team, to be fair. He is against Sheffield. Is it? Yeah, Sheffield away. It is tempting. Yeah, Sheffield away for Tsimikas. Robertson not back until then. What's the games looking like? So it's 2 games there. Then you could even start in these games the way he's been getting involved in the attacks. And who would be the one that I want to get rid of the most? So it's tough games coming in 17-18. That's a nice run for you. 17-18. Nope, not for Dalot. So Dalot looks like he could be bad. And 17-18 for you is nice, to be fair. So, you know, as I said, Port in the Storm gives us 3.8 mil to play around with after that. But also gives me no United players in the team. I don't like having no United players in the team. Who hits Chelsea? Will Dalot even start anymore? Let's look at the United team, because we have been playing bad, but I just don't like having no United players in the team. See, Dalot's been our best performer this year. Lindelof, Maguire have been starting. Wan-Bissaka's back in the team now. Luke Shaw's back in the team now, which is tempting. The team just plays better when Luke Shaw's in the team as well. Midfield wise, I'm not touching Rashford. Garnacho has potential at 4.7 mil. That's crazy that he's that cheap when he's going to be starting basically every game now. Like, I started the last 4 and that should be continuing. Same with Kobe Mainu and stuff like that. And then it's Martial or Højlund up front. How much is Martial on there? 6.4. That's crazy. Tsimikas might be the move this game week, to be fair. So it could be Tsimikas, just because I liked how he's been getting involved in the attacks, really. Don't know if I'm making any more changes to that. It's tempting looking at the games. Let's go through the games of what I'd even look at in general. That's what I usually do, and that helps me to make the decision Wolves players that I'd like. Kilman, you know, as we're screwing out, but there's not enough points on him. Hwanki Chan is the man. It rhymes, so you know it's right. And Cunha, you know, kind of sneaking up there. And the fixtures aren't that bad for Wolves coming up. They're not like, there's no terrible, awful game coming up. So, if Alvarez doesn't step his game up soon, Cunha could be taking his spot. I can see me a lot of money in this team. Or even if Solanke starts to fall off, I'd save money taking Solanke out of the team for Cunha. So Cunha is very much on my radar. Burnley players, no one really for Burnley's on my radar. They might get on my radar if they perform this game after the 5-0 last week. They might get on my radar. Arsenal could be on my radar. A very easy game against Luton here, but then they've got a tough couple of games coming up. Brighton, Villa, and Liverpool, and then West Ham. It's not a nice run for him at all. So I'm happy with just a Saka for now, I think. Brighton versus Brentford. As I said, I don't really like Brighton players. Some of you might go crazy over him, but just not a fan for me. Not a fan. I picked up Adingra at the start of the year. I still will pick up Adingra as something that can get you points, but at the end of the day, there's too much rotation at Brighton. Brentford is a different team. You know who's going to be starting week in, week out for Brentford. And this is hit by injuries badly as well. Palace versus Bournemouth. I've already got a Bournemouth player. So let's look at the Palace players. Obviously, Anderson has been up there all year round, to be fair. There's been a lot of clean sheets at Palace this year. Palace at home, but then they're against Liverpool and City. And then Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal. So maybe back in the January I might get another Palace player in, but for now they're going to go through a fire. So it's not worth touching anyone from Palace. Fulham versus Luton. Sorry, no, I'm losing my mind here. Fulham versus Forest. Don't really care about anyone from that game. Sheffield versus Liverpool. I've already looked at Liverpool. Diaz has a bit of tempting, but no. Aston Villa versus City. Let's have a look at Aston Villa versus City, to be fair. There's a lot of interesting players for both teams here. As I said, Matty Cash is potential for Pau Torres there, just because I know Matty Cash is going to start getting involved in the goals a bit more than Pau Torres is. Pau Torres is more relying on a clean sheet and a potential goal scoring opportunity from a header, but not going to get much from that. Watkins, obviously the man up front. Diaby has potential, but at a 6.8 mil, I've got cheaper options here that are doing the job for me. And on to City. Manchester City. Manchester. The clean sheet don't really back me, especially against Villa. How are they going to be... A nice run coming up, to be fair, though, but then they're not playing that game week, and that just pushes me off them straight away. After that game week, I might look at City players, but for now, no. Chelsea, I'm going to look at Chelsea players playing against United. I don't really... They could sort 1,800 and be like, I made the right decision, not starting any of them. Everton versus Newcastle, and I'm going to look at Everton, to be fair. Usually I would avoid Everton on a game like this, but the way they've been playing... No, actually, it's Everton, isn't it? It just is Everton. Newcastle, though, this is a team where you know he's going to be starting week in, week out. As I've said, so many injuries. It's going to be Trippier, Lascelles, Shah, and Livramento at the back, with Almiron, Bruno G, Joelinton, and Lewis Miley all getting in the midfield. Isak getting up front. Hopefully Gordon out on the wing, and Almiron out on the other wing, obviously. But yeah, a lot of injuries are fitting right now. It's crazy, isn't it? When's Harry Barnes back? The end of December? About Anderson? Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of injuries there. So, no, I'm not really going to touch it. And then Spurs versus West Ham. Now, people might be running for Spurs players after they just got that result at the Etihad, but I have knowledge, and I know Spurs will not. That's a Spurs game. They just always seem to get a result at the Etihad or against the City in general. Like, City have not scored against Spurs at their new stadium, which is a mental stat to me. Just don't really fancy any of them, really. I've already got Pedro Porro in the team. You know, Udogi's a bit cheaper, so I could potentially move to that at some point, but I just don't see the point. Romero's back now next game week, so you probably see Emerson Royale dropped, and there'd be a back four of Davies, Udogi, Romero, and Pedro Porro. Could hold against West Ham, but I just don't see it holding against West Ham, so I don't really want to start them against West Ham. And then on to West Ham themselves. So on to West Ham. I've already got a West Ham goalkeeper in there. Oh, that's the thing. Alright, leave me with the goalkeeping option. I don't know who would rather start, Areola or Flecken. I think I'll start Flecken just because there's high potential there. Pedro Porro at home against West Ham. in all fairness, he could still do something against West Ham. He could still get involved in a goal attacking wise, because he does get involved a lot in, going forward. Look at that, 0.64, 0.62, 37. He has been getting a lot more forward ever since. It's funny enough, ever since this game here, where they got absolutely slaughtered. And ever since he's been on a losing streak, he's had more expected goals. I guess more creativity relies on him now that Madison's not the team, maybe. But I think I'm happy with my Simicast against Sheffield. Yeah, that is a change we're going to make, and that is the team we're going to go with. Confirm the transfer. Simicast comes into the team. As I said, I wanted him for a while. There we go. Simicast is going to be starting against Sheffield United. Pedro Porro can stay second on my bench. Alvarez can stay first on my bench. In case Gordon don't play, I'd rather Alvarez come on than Porro. And Porro can come on if the defenders don't come on, I guess, over Pau Torres. Pau Torres is bottom of the list right now. Flecken, yeah, Salah captain. That is a team I'm happy with. As long as I don't wake up to any more injury news tomorrow, I'm a happy man with this team. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. If you're not already, please like, and if you're not already, please subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. See you at the end of the game week. Thank you for watching, guys.